Okay, so continuing on with Precalc section 3.4, Roman numeral 3. Now we're going to condense into a single logarithm. So we're going to smash everything back down. We're going to make it small. So the condensing steps are just the reverse of the expand. So the very first thing we have to do with condensing is take all of those leading coefficients and make them exponents again. And the second thing that we need to do is take care of the addition signs, change those back to multiply, and then the subtractions, change them back to division. So our first problem, we have 5 natural log of x minus 2 natural log of the quantity xy plus 1/2 natural log of the quantity x squared y to the 4th. So in condensing, again, the first thing that you need to do is you need to take care of all of these exponents first. So all of these leading coefficients have to turn back into exponents. Now on this middle term, you can treat it like a -2 or a +2. It'll get you the same answer either way. A lot of the times though, it might be easier just to treat it like a 2. Negatives just mean you're going to have to flip your exponent because it'd be a negative. It's an extra step, not wrong, just a different way to do it. And then again, the 1/2 would kick out here. So now we have the natural log of x to the 5th minus the natural log of the quantity xy squared plus the natural log of the quantity x squared y to the 4th to the 1/2. And then this just turns into kind of a cleaning it up a little bit here. The first term can't reduce at all, but here I can distribute this power of 2 through. Here I can distribute this power of 1/2 through. And again, that's because we have multiply going on inside of there. So when we clean it up, we're ending up with the natural log of x to the 5th minus the natural log of the quantity x squared y squared plus the natural log of the quantity xy squared. So far we've taken care of all of our coefficients. We changed them back to exponents and we reduced all of the exponents down as much as we can. So the next thing that we're going to do, start on the left, work your way to the right. First thing I notice is the subtract sign right here. How do you condense subtraction? You use division. So again, this part becomes the numerator, this part becomes the denominator. So it's the natural log of the quantity x to the 5th over x squared y squared. Crucial to put this in parentheses. And then the rest of the problem is plus the natural log of the quantity xy squared. Now at this point in the game you have some options. You can either reduce down the fraction that you currently have right now, or you could continue to write it as one giant fraction and then condense at the end. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. There's not a right or wrong way. I went ahead and condensed the whole thing first and then started to reduce. So now I have addition going on. So how do I condense addition? Well, that is a multiply problem. So to condense this, I'm going to turn this into multiply. Now, if you want to, you can write this over 1 if that helps you when you're multiplying your fractions together. So now we have the natural log of the quantity x to the 5th over x squared y squared times xy squared. And again, I'm just going to multiply my fractions together. Done. And now all I have left to do is clean up that inside part. So I can condense all the way around. So I have x's floating around in the numerator, I have x's floating around in the denominator, I have y's in the numerator and denominator, so you're just going to go ahead and clean those guys up. So when we get ready to do the next step, we should have, this is what it would look like if you wrote it all out without reducing anything. And then just start cleaning everything up. Well, the y's are the obvious one to me. I have y squared divided by y squared. Something divided by itself is just 1, so those guys cancel out. And then I have 6 x's in the numerator and 2 x's in the denominator, so those guys can cancel out. We can use the subtraction rule. And my final answer should be the natural log of x to the 4th. Okay, for problem number 2, I want you guys to give this one a shot on your own. So get the problem written down. It's 2 times the log of the quantity 3x minus 3 times the log of the quantity yx plus 3 times the quantity log of z over y. So go ahead and write this one down and give it a shot. Pause the video. Here's what it should look like when you took all of your leading coefficients and changed them back to exponents. And then our next step, you should be able to work this one on your own. You should have distributed your exponents through there. Okay, go ahead and try the next step after this on your own. Pause the video. Now you can clean this up even more. You know that 3 squared, of course, is equal to 9, so you can reduce that down a little bit here. And then I have a subtract sign in here, so I know to condense I'm going to do division, and I also have a plus sign in here, which means that I'm condensing and doing multiplication. You can do them one at a time like we did in the previous example, or you could have just written them all together in one step. Totally up to you how you want to do it. Just make sure I can see your work. All right, keep working. See if you get an answer. Check with somebody sitting around you. Okay, this again is just to multiply. I've just got fractions here that I'm multiplying. So I can just do that, multiplying my fractions. And I can clean it up a little bit here. X squared divided by x to the third is just going to turn into x in the denominator. I have y cubed times y cubed. That's going to turn into y to the sixth. So my final answer should be log of the quantity 9z cubed over xy to the sixth.